They said it was a hoax, a fabricated reel buried in the deepest corners of the internet. But the timestamp, the voice distortion, the blinks, something about this footage felt real. The figure sits motionless in a dimly lit room, slender, silent. Its skin is not quite grey, not quite green, stretched like a membrane over thin bones. There's no mouth, just folds, and its eyes, two deep, endless black pools that reflect the flickering red light of the camera. It breathes, slowly, deliberately. This interrogation took place decades ago, in a room with no name, inside a base with no official designation. No one was supposed to see what was recorded there, but someone did, and someone leaked it. The footage surfaced anonymously. No metadata, no origin, just a cryptic label, E51 interview, log number 2. The implication, a second recording, which begs the question, what happened to the first? Military analysts who reviewed the video claim it shows signs of authenticity. The lighting is consistent with low-frequency surveillance gear from the 1980s, the voice modulation, primitive, the analog grain, unforgiving. A man's voice, distorted, interviews the being. But the alien doesn't speak, instead it stares, unblinking, until minute 3, when it moves, just slightly, a twitch, a blink, and suddenly it's real. Facial recognition experts attempted to debunk it. They said no prosthetic could mimic the skin flecks of the eye membranes. Others insisted it was an animatronic, yet the head tilt, the delayed reaction, suggests cognition, reaction, emotion. During the 6th minute, something changes. A loud hum begins. The camera shakes slightly, the room darkens, as if the power source is being redirected, and the being opens its mouth, just barely. A gurgling sound escapes, not language, not a growl, but something in between, almost like grief or memory. Whispers from former military contractors hint at Project Blue Room, an alleged black site operation beneath the Nevada desert, where they say non-human entities were studied, and sometimes questioned, not tortured, at least not visibly, but psychologically probed. The voice in the video, calm, clinical, cold, asks the being a series of questions. Its origin, its vessel, its purpose, no answer, until question 9. Do you recognize this symbol? The figure's eyes narrow. It turns its head very slightly toward the object in the frame, a symbol not shown in the footage, but its reaction says enough. It knows it. The being begins to tremble, not in fear, but in rage. Its pupils dilate. The skin along its temple pulses with faint bioluminescence. And then, audio interference, screeching, high-frequency noise that cuts through the feed. The image blurs. The camera adjusts, and the figure vanishes from the chair. Only a black smear remains on the wall behind, burned into the cinder block like a shadow or a memory. Seconds later, soldiers enter, voices raised, commands barked, panic, the tape cuts. No credits, no time code, no warning. Some say it's a training exercise, others believe it's part of an elaborate disinformation campaign, but the timestamps match a blackout event at Site 4, one the Pentagon never publicly acknowledged. Several frames from the footage contain embedded codes, QR sequences, hexadecimal patterns. When decrypted, they reveal coordinates. Most point to deserts, wastelands. One, chillingly, points to Antarctica, but why leak it? Why risk everything to show this? Some believe the person who leaked the video, if they're still alive, was part of the operation. Others believe it was scheduled. that the footage was meant to be seen, that it's not a leak, but a warning. In 1997, a memo was found in a declassified CIA file, redacted heavily, but one sentence survived: "If it blinks, it thinks." The phrase now circles internet forums, shadow archives and encrypted message boards. It's become code among believers. And those who claim they've seen similar beings in dreams, in forests, or behind their eyes at night. Skeptics dismiss it all as myth, clever editing, but even they admit the footage feels wrong. Not fake, just wrong. The lighting, the silence, the way the creature moves, like it's been here before, like it knows we're watching, and it's waiting for us to understand, waiting for us to ask the right question, or maybe it's waiting for someone to come back for it. Because if this was interview log number 2, where is log number 1? And more importantly, how many logs are still hidden? How many beings have been questioned? And how many never left the room? Because the footage may be old, but the feeling it leaves behind is timeless. The investigator leaned in, close enough for the flickering light to catch the glassy surface of the being's motionless eyes. There was no breath, no visible respiration, yet the air felt charged, as if the room itself was inhaling. "We know you're not from here," the voice said again, this time lower, more measured. "But you came here for something." Silence. Then the tape crackled. An almost imperceptible hum filled the air. For a moment the camera feed distorted. Horizontal bands swept across the screen like a disrupted signal. When the image stabilized, the alien's head had turned, just slightly, but enough. What followed was not speech in the conventional sense. The sound, picked up faintly by the directional mic, was layered. A metallic resonance mixed with tonal clicking, impossible to classify. It was as if a computer tried to mimic language and emotion simultaneously. Technicians in the adjacent surveillance bay froze. One of them whispered, "It's transmitting." But to whom? Back in the room, the lead interrogator activated a secondary audio filter. He played the strange utterance on a feedback loop, attempting to isolate patterns, rhythms, but the AI translator, even trained on hundreds of languages, failed to make sense of it. Then the being blinked. For the first time in over 72 hours of footage, its translucent eyelids slid down and slowly retracted. A small glimmer shimmered across the cornea. Was it observing them now? The man monitoring vitals gasped. "We've got fluctuations, EM spikes." Another distortion hit the tape. Lights dimmed. The air pressure in the room dropped by 12%. Emergency protocols kicked in, but the being did not move. Suddenly words came, but they weren't spoken. They appeared, flashed on the screen itself, as though imprinted between video frames. It was not supposed to be seen. The team scrambled. This wasn't a broadcast error. The footage itself was being rewritten. The next few seconds would later be scrubbed from every recovered copy. But a few frames survived, disjointed, corrupted, yet revealing a different room, a surgical table, metallic restraints, and on it, not the being, but a human. Male, Caucasian, early 30s, unresponsive. The creature stood above him. The implication was chilling. Had the roles been reversed? Then the tape went black. A countdown began, silent, visual in an alien numeric system. The team scrambled to shut it off, but the final message appeared before the footage ended. "This is not your secret to keep." Suddenly the room falls eerily silent. The screen flickers. The camera begins to glitch, showing bursts of static. The alien slowly raises its head and stares directly into the lens. Its eyes are deep and unreadable, almost as if it knows we're watching. A strange humming sound builds in the background, and then the screen goes black. A message appears. This footage was never meant to be seen. This is the Mysteriousness channel. If you're brave enough to keep searching for what they tried to erase, like subscribe and turn on all notifications, more forbidden knowledge is coming.